Hey Overlord, it's me, Dreg. In this transmission I decided to toys. I cut them, reattached them in different orders, glued them back together, stitched up their skin. Let me know what you think. This build, like any great story, starts with Step 1 in my build. Try to find my inspiration. To the untrained eye, it may look like I'm playing with the toys. You are mistaken. I am merely trying to find the finished product in the rough, uncut block of granite. In case they went over your head, you're not able to appreciate the complexities of my humor. It was a joke. These toys are plastic, not granite.
Assembly.
After I was thoroughly inspired, I got to work. With a pair of snips, I began shaping these rough, plastic shapes into the finished product. Like all great craftsmen, I have a particular set of tools that I enjoy using the most, namely just this drill, toothpicks, and a little bit of super glue. Is this a good time to ask you to like, subscribe, and share? Leave a comment below if you think it is, or isn't. I don't know why I didn't stop at 4 legs. I decided to take it one step further. My kids describe it as a horrible video game glitch. I took the head and tail that I chopped off earlier and attached them to the torso of the finished product. After I was satisfied with the first piece, I began working on the second one. I don't know why, but the fact that animals on this planet only have 2 pair of limbs disturbs me. I decided I was going to rectify the problem. Can one have too many legs?
Subscribe.
I don't know. Ask the millipede. After I fixed his little leg problem, I reattached the previously removed tails as a pair of horns. I don't know what happened to this next part. I think I deleted something important. Oh well, guess my editing skills aren't up to par.
Share this video with a friend.
I think you can get the point of what I'm doing though. Cutting off pieces and gluing them back in no particular order.
Leave a comment below.
After I finished dismembering and reattaching the limbs to these little toys, it was time to move on to the next step.
Filling the gaps.
I went to the local hobby store and picked up this air dry clay. They didn't have little packages, only this huge block, so I just took off a little bit and wrapped up the rest. Hopefully it won't dry out. As I was preparing these toys, I did not clean up the mold lines or any of the little imperfections. You could say I wanted the finished product to keep the toy aesthetic, or you could say I simply forgot to do it. One of my sons took an interest in clay modeling for 30 seconds, so I got him some tools and then took them back from him. I had two goals in mind for this step. The first goal was to cover up the gaps. The second goal was to make it look like the first goal didn't happen. I wanted the filled gaps to look as natural as possible. I don't know what these little clay modeling tools are used for, but I used the tip with the silicone wedge to push little wrinkles into it. It worked pretty good. Any imperfections in the finished product of the clay work can be seen as just imperfections in the toy, so I guess me not cleaning up the mold lines worked to my benefit after all. After I finished filling up the gaps, it was time to paint my... Oh, look, an awkward editing challenge. In this challenge, I need to edit as awkwardly as possible. It's not too hard for me.
Painting.
In this step, I learned the valuable lesson of priming. I decided for one brief moment to forego the priming. I watered down a little bit of antique white and began slathering it on all of my little toys. I realized early on that the paint was not adhering to the plastic finish, but like a trooper, I kept plodding on. In the end, I simply took them outside and primed them in gray spray paint.
Painting. Again.
Most of the time spent in this build was in the painting phase. I painted these little guys in layers. I started with the bellies first. My ball python has a very differently colored belly than the rest of him, so I went with that. After the bellies were painted, I added the details on their backs. I tried to do my due diligence and give them their each individual paint job. I varied the color and pattern on each one. For this little guy, I decided to give him spots. I never spent too much time on any one of the little toys. I just added details and moved on to the next, building up layer upon layer of colors. Then I took some burnt umber and watered it down very, very thin. I wanted the brown color to get in all the cracks and crevices, and to give my paint job a more uniform feel. I think I did 2 coats, maybe more. Added a little bit extra where I thought it needed a little bit more shading. Then I took some bright green and dry brushed them all. Almost finished. I took some black and watered it down, and in very specific places applied it. Then as a finishing touch, I took a toothpick, dabbed it in a little bit of white, and gave them eyes.
Money shots.
I am very pleased with how these turned out, especially the paint jobs. I wanted to use this build as proof of concept. I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. I plan on doing this on a larger scale. Let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite. I'm not trying to bias anyone, but I think this one is the best. I'm not sure what happened, but the algorithm is not working in my favor anymore. It is no longer recommending it to non-subscribers. So if you want to see this channel grow, please share this video with your friends. And subscribe and like and leave a favorable comment or a negative one. I take them all to heart. I think the favorite part of my channel is interacting with each and every one of you. I like hearing where you're from. I'm thinking about setting up a Discord. Tell me in the comments if you think this is a good idea. Overlord, I was wondering if you can help me out. Stains on the wall.
Transmission.